Hey, welcome back to Sweaty Comic Book Nerds. I'm Jon Schnepp, and sitting across from me is ComiccBookGirl19.
Hello.
Today we are going to talk about Frank Miller. Yes, the Frank Miller, the guy who's brought you so many incredible, amazing comic books and interpretations. The one that we all love and know.
Dark Knight Returns is another one of those comics where you have to read this, especially if you're at all interested in the Batman superhero mythos. I remember reading it it was my uncle's copy, and I was a kid. I was like way too young to be reading it, and I was like, this is like it was the next level of comics for me when I was a kid. So it's just one you have to do. It's just so good.
I can see her as the female Robin right now.
Yeah, Carrie Kelly.
Put those green goggles on.
Oh yeah.
The yellow cape.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I'm surprised I haven't already done that.
Right, well, hey, that's for your next calendar.
Yeah.
Going to see that happening. But yeah, Dark Knight, Daredevil, what an incredible run that he basically recreated that character and brought so many amazing things to the Daredevil mythology, jumped over to Batman, jump-started Batman, and basically changed the entire interpretation of Batman. Brought it back to like the way early interpretation of Bob Kane, took that sinister twist, made him a Dark Avenger, made him basically the Dark Knight. Someone that you don't mess with. That's always been there with Batman, but all of us who've been reading Batman and we're like into Batman, I think we all secretly wanted that, and then he did it. And we're like, oh my God, this is exactly the Dark Knight. This is the Batman that we want. And we've been getting it ever since, I think it was like 1986 when that happened. So for me, Sin City is one of my favorite things that Frank Miller's given to us. It was started out as a Dark Horse short series, and Dark Horse Presents, and it became the story of Marv and basically the end of Marv, but then a bunch of series of stories all set in this world of Sin City, just black and white, grim, film noir done in such a stark and amazing artistic way, as only Frank Miller can do. Like, he developed a style over the course of about 20 years and finessed it and refined it into what Sin City is. And it was great to see Robert Rodriguez and him bring that into a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Frank Miller is one of those people that is really interesting because not only does he write, he also draws. And he has just his fingers in all these different characters and the way they look, as well as the way they, are received nowadays, or what you think about them. I mean, he's just, like we were talking about earlier, Wolverine, where he did the drawings for that. And it's so fun to watch his style through the years, like, turn into Sin City, you know,
for sure.
And the origins of that.
A couple more I want to touch on. Hard Boiled, a series that he did with Jeff Darrow, and as well as Martha Washington. The whole run of Martha Washington has been collected into a big trade paperback. You got to check it out. It's amazing. Him and Dave Gibbons did this incredible futuristic world where Martha Washington is like part of this crazy army, the Pax Army, and it's a parody. It's really funny in the way that only Frank Miller can bring parody.
Frank Miller's always bringing a little bit of the darkness, a little bit of the grit to comic books. That was kind of a big major contribution for him in the 80s. Is bringing the realism in when it needed it. Now I feel like because Frank Miller is so like influential that like people can't even see past that darkness nowadays.
Right. Like, they're like, amazing. Where's another 300? They're like, hey, check out Rusty and Big Boy, or Rusty I can't even say the name. Big Guy and Rusty. It's like, you've never seen this crazy giant robot fighting monsters. That another Jeff Darrow, incredible art. Like, you could stare at a Jeff Darrow, double page wide. It's like minute details, people exploding, cars. It's insane. And Frank was one of those guys who, like, I just let him roll. I wrote the script and then just watched it come back into this crazy.
Well, that's because he is an artist too, and he knows when to let an artist kind of have more fun with it and when to rein people in.
Yeah, so that's it for us with Frank Miller. Definitely check those comics out. If you've never gone into and read some of these comic books that Frank Miller either wrote or drew, do yourself a favor and enjoy them. I'm Jon Schnepp, and sitting over here is ComiccBookGirl19. Where can we find you online?
You can find me on YouTube hosting the ComiccBookGirl19 show.
All right, thanks again. It's Sweaty Comic Book Nerds. See you next time.
For more sweaty nerds, be sure to subscribe to theStreamtv.